Now, Belarus has begun carrying out joint Air Force drills with Russia. The exercises will last 2 weeks and come amid concerns that Moscow may be pressuring Minsk to join the war in Ukraine. The Belarusian Defence Ministry says it's preparing for possible combat missions. Well, it comes after a bloody weekend in Ukraine. 35 people have been confirmed dead in Dnipro, where Russia bombed the civilian block of flats over the weekend. Dozens are still being searched for under the debris. Our correspondent, James Waterhouse, joins me now in Kyiv with the latest developments. Hello, James, and I wonder if we could just start off first with this latest development concerning Belarus. What do we know about these drills?
Well, it's feeling very 12 months ago, to be honest with you. We've had the announcement from Belarus that these joint air drills will last for a couple of weeks and they will be defensive in nature. But this will get many worried here in Kyiv, because it was when Russia and Belarus announced joint exercises in February 2022 that the concerns really started to mount that there could be a full-scale invasion on Ukraine and the capital itself. It's only a 2-hour drive north to the border. So there are question marks over whether Russia is indeed going to try and force Alexander Lukashenko into joining his war effort. But it's difficult to see at this point how that would play out, because in February, Russian forces used their best troops, their most elite soldiers, in their assault on the capital, and we all know how that panned out and how Russia had to force its focus onto the east of Ukraine, and that's why Kyiv still stands. So for there to be a potential second ground assault on the capital, it's difficult to see. Also, Alexander Lukashenko knows it may well make his position weaker with his own public if he brought in his military as well. So a lot does need to happen, but it is, of course, concerning. And also, Russia has long staged troops and aircraft in Belarus to launch missile strikes across Ukraine. So it's very triggering for a lot of Ukrainians, but it's hard to see whether it could spill into Ukraine's borders once more.
And in terms of these deadly missile strikes that took place over the weekend by Russia, again targeting civilian residential areas.
Yes, it is once again an image. You know, when you go down to the bomb shelter when Russia launches these huge scale attacks using upwards of 60 missiles in one hit, it takes a lot of planning. And while the strategic aim might be to take out infrastructure sites, to deprive people of energy, and trust me, it is being felt. You know, large parts of Kyiv and other cities go through regular blackouts every couple of hours. You hear the whir of generators that come to life when there is a blackout, and it's extremely difficult for people to both live and work. But as ever, you have somewhere in Ukraine where the trauma is most acute, and at least 35 people now are thought to have been killed after a residential block, a 9-story building, was hit yesterday. And it just shows that regardless of Russia's aims, it is normal people living in their homes, living with that background risk, which find themselves in harm's way.
OK, James Waterhouse, thank you very much for that update. Thank you.